Hello again. Today's lesson is going to be about the fingers. Mostly the fingers on the right hand, but we're going to start out with both hands. I'm going to show you a little exercise to do for both hands. Um, this is a great way to keep your fingers limbered, and you want to keep them mobile. Every once in a while it'd be good to have an exercise to do with your hands. Just tapping your fingers on a table is good if you can get them going in a rhythm. It just gets your fingers moving. Now, sometimes I've seen students do this where I say, "Oh, my hand hurts," or "Oh, my hand's tired," and what they'll do is they'll take their hand and go snap like that. Never do that. That's really bad for your hand. It's going to stress your wrist. It's going to stress the tendons, and really, it doesn't work. So what better reason do you need? Don't ever snap your hand. All it's going to do is make your hand feel worse. Okay, might be feel a little teeny tiny bit better for about 2 seconds, and then the pain's going to come back. Okay, if your hand's tired, if you're playing and your hands get tired, stop playing. Stop playing. Don't play. Okay, give your fingers a rest. Pain, pain is not gain. All right, it's not. Don't let anybody tell you that. You don't play through the pain. You stop. The pain is telling you, I don't want to play anymore. Your fingers are saying, stop that, please. You got to pay attention, all right? So don't do that. And don't crack your knuckles. Don't twist your fingers and crack your knuckles, because all you're going to do is get really knobbly knuckles. And guess what? That's going to create problems later on too. Again, you're stressing the bones, the joints, the tendons, everything. Bad. Not just don't do it. All right? Just don't crack your knuckles in any way. Not this way. Not this way. Not this way. Don't do it. All right, but keep your fingers moving. Okay, do something, wiggle them around. I have found that when my hand, of course, now I've been playing for a good long time, but when my hand gets tired, I find that if I just do this and rub my the tips of my fingers where all the calluses are, and just rub them once or twice or 2 or 3 times, do this again, and I'm good for about another 45 minutes. But if that doesn't work, just stop. Put your guitar away, do something else, come back to it. All right, just, chill. All right, here's an exercise, though, that involves both hands. It's a little bit tricky, and it's predicated on the fact that you're going to have your hands like this. Okay? Now, if you've ever done the eensy weensy spider, that's thumb to first finger, and you crawl the spider up the water spout. Okay? And it's just this back and forth. Well, some people get their hands all twisted around doing this, but what this exercise is, you have to keep your hands in sort of a pyramid shape, okay? Now this starts off with the thumb of this hand and the finger of this hand, and you put the pads together, the first joints, and then you walk it up to the first finger and the thumb of the opposite hand, but you keep the shape. Notice I'm twisting this down so that I still have this pyramid. Okay, I'll do it in slow motion. I did not do this. You don't twist your hands. You leave the pyramid shape. Okay? Then you go to the second finger of the opposite hand and maintain the pyramid shape. Go to the second finger of the opposite hand. Same thing, pad to pad, pyramid shape. Third finger, same thing. Third finger, pyramid shape. Pinky, pinky. Now at the same time, I'm moving these fingers out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. When you get to the pinky, you go back to the third finger and you walk your way 3, 3, maintaining that pyramid shape, 2, 2, in order to get back to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, pinky, pinky, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and you just get it going fast enough so that you can just sit there and enjoy it and watch it go by. And eventually you'll be able to talk while you're doing this. It took me years to work out. That's an exercise that my dad showed me. He had no idea where he learned it. He finally came to the conclusion that he made it up. And he showed it to me. And I'm showing it to you. It's a great little exercise, and it just takes a few seconds. It's really good for coordination and for limbering up your fingers. So that's free. Okay, that's just for you. Just give it a try and have fun with it. And I guarantee you, you do that at birthday parties, and people will just fall over themselves laughing. They'll try it, and they won't be able to do it, and you'll be the expert. Honest, really. Okay, so once your fingers are limbered, what we're going to do is just put them on the strings. I'm going to show you a little bit of finger picking style. Okay, it goes like this. We're going to pick a bottom note. All right. Oh, first I have to tell you, we're going to divide the strings. We're going to take these top three and treat them as one group, and the bottom three as another group. Okay, there's a reason for that. I'll get to it in a second. We're not going to delve into it very far, but I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so what I want you to do is play the sixth string. That's the one closest to you, the big fat one. Okay, you're going to play that with your thumb. Now, what we're going to do is assign these three fingers to these three strings. And they don't work this way, they do work this way. Okay, in order, the first finger is going to be on the third string. The second finger is going to be on the second string, and the third finger is going to be on the first string. It looks like this. Okay, I hope you can see that. I'm going to flip it around. So if you took them one at a time, you would do that. And notice I'm not pulling them apart, pulling them very far, just so that I'm brushing the string, so that I can get back to it, so that I can find them again. So you might want to just try this a couple hundred times in a row. Now, let's add that sixth string. And then, okay, slow motion again. Thumb on the sixth string. First finger plays the third string. Second finger plays the second string. And the third finger plays the first string. Now, if you get that going in this rhythm right here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, there's a measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Good trick, huh? The reason that we split 3 and 3 is that each of these strings can have a bass note on it. For instance, this D is the bass note of the, guess what? The D string, the D chord. And then you can still play the top three strings with it. So you have a bass note, then the top three strings. If you had an A minor, for instance, or an A, there's the A note, the A string, bass note of the A, and then you'd play that string. And that's the A chord, and this is the A minor chord. This sounds really nice when you break it up into a song. It's just... You probably already are hearing a song and say, oh, isn't that such and such? Well, it's not meant to be a song yet. Okay, it's just a chord. But and then if you go to an E minor, there's your E. So if I go from an A minor, if I go from an E minor to an A minor to a D, I'm going to go from this bass to this bass to this bass, but this doesn't change. The notes will change because the notes that I'm playing down there on the end of the fingerboard will change, and it goes like this. I'm not going to show you my left hand. I'm playing an E minor, and the E minor bass is the E. Top three strings, do it again, and then the A minor. Now the A bass is on the fifth string. Top three strings, bass A, top three strings. Go to the D chord, fourth string bass, because it's the D. And it's bass, top three strings, bass, top three strings, and back to the E minor. Okay? Now I'm going to show the whole thing with the chord change here if I can. Back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Here comes the E minor. That's the sixth string bass. I just leave the chord down. A minor, A bass is the 5th string, top 3 strings again, and the D coming up. The D is the 4th string, twice, and back to the E minor 6th string bass, so we've got to get down there. And if you wanted to end, you could end with a strum. Or you could end with just the bass note. So either way, it's fine because the chord's ringing. Neat trick. A lot of notes for very little effort, and that's kind of the fun part of it. You know, when you can get something like this going, and it sounds like there's so much more going on, and you can say, well, you know, I practice a lot. That's when you can use the word practice without offending me. All right, so here it is a little bit faster. Okay, so you just back this up and watch it a couple of times and see if you can get that, see if you can get it working. If you have any questions, email me, send me a private message on Facebook, and just keep working at it and just experiment with it. You don't always have to do those same 3 fingers in the same order. Scrumble them up, experiment, play around with it, be inventive. Oh, go ahead. I love it. Okay? So, anyway, next time, right? Until then, have fun and keep playing.